Have you ever wondered how a drink created over 100 years ago is still so popular and keeps the same taste all around the world? Coca-Cola is present in millions of places every single day. And that is only possible because of a carefully planned process that most people never get to see. Inside a Coca-Cola factory, nothing happens by chance. Every detail is controlled, so the flavor reaches you the same way every time. In this video, we are going to follow that journey and understand how the drink leaves the factory and ends up cold in your hand, from start to finish. So, if you enjoy discovering how things are really made, leave a like to support the channel and this kind of content. Subscribe to Factory Explained so you do not miss the next videos. And let's keep going, because the explanation starts now. Everything begins with the most important ingredient of all. Before the gas, before the sugar, and before the famous flavor comes the water. Did you know that around 85% of Coca-Cola is water? That is why nothing happens by chance here. The water used by Coca-Cola can come from the city's public supply or from deep wells. But no matter where it comes from, it is not ready yet. To become part of the drink, it needs to go through a long and carefully controlled process. When this water arrives at the factory, it enters through a main line where everything is measured and monitored. Sensors check the amount of water and run the first inspections to make sure it can continue through the process. It is the first truss filter before any transformation begins. After that, the water is sent to a large reservoir called the raw water tank. This tank keeps the flow stable and makes sure production is not interrupted. From there, industrial pumps start working and push the water toward the beginning of the treatment process. This is where the journey truly begins. Now, let's follow how this water is prepared to become perfect. Now we enter one of the most fascinating parts of the entire production. This is where the water truly starts to change. After arriving at the factory, it goes through a carefully controlled process designed to turn ordinary water into the perfect soda base. Coca-Cola does not just need clean water. It needs water that is always consistent, predictable, and completely neutral, ready to receive the flavor the whole world knows. And look how detailed this process is. The water passes through sand filters that trap even the smallest particles. Then, it goes through activated carbon filters that remove chlorine, odors, and any unusual taste. After that, more advanced systems adjust the minerals and complete the final disinfection using ultraviolet light or ozone. Only after all of this is the water truly ready. And now that it has gone through this real transformation, it is time to meet the syrup and take the next step. After all the care with the water, one of the most special moments in the entire production begins. This is where everything starts to gain its identity. The syrup, which carries the drink's signature flavor, arrives at the factories under highly controlled conditions and is stored in special tanks, protected and monitored. You could say the water went through a long preparation just for this meeting. When the time comes, automatic systems start working with impressive precision. The treated water and the syrup are combined in exact proportions, defined down to the smallest detail. Nothing is improvised. Every drop matters. That is how Coca-Cola is able to reproduce the same flavor millions of times every day in different parts of the world. Inside large mixing tanks, this combination begins to transform. The drink gains color, aroma, and that unmistakable smell everyone recognizes from far away. It still has no gas. It still does not bubble. But now, Coca-Cola truly starts to exist. And the coolest part is that this is still not the end. In the next step, it will come to life. Now comes the part everyone recognizes right away. After the water and syrup are mixed, the drink is still calm and silent. It is only at this stage that carbon dioxide is added, creating the bubbles, the sound when a can is opened, and that refreshing feeling. This is where Coca-Cola starts to fizz and gains the personality we feel in the very first sip. To make this happen, the drink is cooled and sent to special carbonation tanks. Under controlled pressure, carbon dioxide is injected into the liquid and dissolves inside it. Nothing is rushed. The amount of gas is calculated very carefully because it directly affects the flavor, the texture, and even the way the drink behaves when it is opened. The result of this process is a lively drink, full of movement, and ready for the next step. From here, Coca-Cola is already complete in flavor, aroma, and fizz. Like everything in production, this precise control ensures that every bottle delivers the same experience, whether it is made today or tomorrow in any Coca-Cola factory around the world. Once the drink is ready, fizzy, and perfectly balanced, it moves to one of the most impressive stages in the factory, filling. This is where Coca-Cola stops being just a liquid inside large tanks and truly starts to take shape. Bottles and cans arrive empty on the production line and move at high speed. Everything perfectly synchronized to receive the drink without losing quality. Before anything else, these packages go through strict cleaning. Bottles are washed on the inside, cans are sanitized, and sensors check that everything is in order. Only after that does the drink go in. Filling machines work at high speed, filling each unit with extreme precision and sealing it immediately to preserve the gas, the flavor, and the safety of the product. In just a few seconds, what was once inside industrial tanks now looks like something familiar. Each bottle and each can leaves sealed, standardized, and ready to move forward. This care ensures that when you open a Coca-Cola, the experience is always the same, no matter where it was made. Once they are ready, the bottles and cans are grouped, packed, and organized to begin their journey. This is where local production reaches a global scale. Entire pallets are prepared to leave the factory, carrying much more than a drink, but a product that is part of the daily routine of billions of people. Everything happens quickly, because the final destination is not a storage room. It is real life. From this point on, Coca-Cola enters a massive distribution system. Today, it is present in more than 200 countries and territories around the world. To understand the scale, it is estimated that more than 1.9 billion drinks from the brand are consumed every day on the planet. Every single day. It is as if every second, thousands of people were opening a Coca-Cola somewhere in the world. And that is what makes all of this even more incredible. That drink that started as water, went through filters, tanks, mixtures, and bubbles, now reaches you, whether it is in a store in your city or on the other side of the planet. The experience is the same, guaranteed by Coca. Now tell me, did you imagine Coca-Cola had such a huge presence around the world? At what moment of your day does it usually appear? I really want to read your comments. And after seeing so much technology, so many giant tanks, and a system that works all around the world, it is almost hard to believe that all of this started in a very simple way. Before modern factories, before global distribution, Coca-Cola was born small, almost shy. And that is exactly what makes this story so special. We need to go back in time to the year 1886 in the city of Atlanta in the United States. That was where pharmacist John Stith Pemberton created a syrup that was mixed on the spot with carbonated water right at the counter of a pharmacy. There was no production line and no famous bottles yet. There was curiosity, trial, and a lot of experimentation. At the beginning, Coca-Cola was not even seen as a soft drink. It was presented as a tonic, something that promised to relieve headaches, tiredness, and bring more energy. The name also comes from this early phase, inspired by the coca leaf and the cola nut, ingredients used in the original recipe. Over time, the drink changed, evolved, and found its true purpose to refresh people and create moments. And it is curious to think about that. While the formula was being adjusted, something else started to become stronger. The identity, the famous contour bottle, was created so people could recognize a Coca-Cola just by touching it, even in the dark. It was not just packaging. It was a way of saying, you know exactly what you were holding. Another detail that helps create all this fascination is the mystery. The syrup formula became one of the most famous industrial secrets in the world. Very few people know the complete recipe, and this has always sparked curiosity, conversation, and imagination. Maybe this mystery is part of the magic that still surrounds Coca-Cola today. And it was exactly this ability to create connection that led to one of the greatest marketing moves in history. In 1931, Coca-Cola began its Christmas campaigns, associating the brand with feelings of togetherness, pause, and family time. From that moment on, the drink started to hold a symbolic place in celebration, reaching the tables of billions of people during one of the most emotional times of the year. It was no longer just about drinking. It was about being together. And now, think about this with me. That drink that began as a simple mixture in a pharmacy is now part of the routines, celebrations, and memories of people all over the world. It is hard not to be amazed, because in the end, behind a giant brand, there is a human story full of experiments, smart choices, and a deep understanding of how to create connections. Maybe that is exactly why this story has crossed generations. After following this entire journey, it becomes impossible to look at a Coca-Cola the same way again. What seemed like just an ordinary drink is actually the result of history, engineering, smart choices, and, above all, people thinking about how to create something that could cross generations. When we understand how things are made, the world becomes much more interesting. The next time you open a Coca-Cola, maybe you will remember the water, the giant tanks, the bubbles, the worldwide distribution, and even the stories that connected this drink to special moments like Christmas and family gatherings. And that is what makes everything more exciting. When we understand the process, even the most common things in everyday life gain a new value. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes journey, leave a like now, because it really helps the channel keep growing. Subscribe to Factory Explains and come discover with us how things really work. And make sure to watch the next video, because there are still many incredible things waiting for you. See you there!